Right folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me at the edge of the wild North Sea here. And in today's video, we're actually at Arbroath. I just thought I would come for a little walk at Arbroath and see if there's any like World War II coastal defences or anything interesting really that I've never seen before. I've parked kind of at the Dundee end of Arbroath. I remember when I was young there used to be like a bowling alley and stuff up at that end, but now it's all changed. Different companies have moved in. Check out the tide's right in, spraying up in the air. I probably actually need to be careful here because the tide's so high. There's actually somebody surfing as well. Look at this folks, the tide's coming right up to the edge of this. Wow, this is a crazy scene out here. It's a beautiful scene, but it's a crazy scene. And look at this, the old classical shopping cart right here. That's what gives locations like this their character. Amazing scenes folks. Arbroath for a change, another one of these beautiful Angus like coastal towns with so much to offer. It's famous for the old like Arbroath smoky and many other things around here. Today it's actually raining right now. You can see, wow, the water's coming right up here, but you can see how dark the sky is out over the sea. Crazy stormy weather here at the coast, but it's warmer here than what it is like inland. Check this out folks, this is the Arbroath skate park. Get down here on your BMX or your skateboard. The artwork's quite cool on this one, the graffiti. That's what we love folks, but obviously because of the rainy conditions it's awfully quiet today. Here's another interesting little local bit of history here. At the other side of the fence is the other side of the dike there is the main like East Coast Railway, but this little rail here was actually a miniature steam railway which used to be here in Arbroath. And I remember when we were young, we used to go for a hurl up the rail on it, and it was a real highlight, and it was a cool like local attraction. But I think nowadays it's shut down, or a few years ago I'm sure they were trying to raise money to keep it open, and I'm not sure if they ever actually managed. But they made a little tunnel, because everybody loves going through a tunnel on a train. I just noticed folks, this skate park here at Arbroath's actually got a bowl. We'll go and take a look at this. This is crazy. I used to ride a BMX when I was younger, and this is the sort of place that I absolutely like used to love. I'll have to get a BMX again soon, I think. Check this out folks. Super cool folks. Scottish skate park. The only problem with a place like this is it's so wet, you slide about all over the place. I can't actually see a lot of like abandoned historical wonders up the coast there. That's McDonald's and stuff up in the distance there. If you're from the Arbroath area, shout out, get in the comments. If you know about any World War II history or anything that's in this area, drop it down in the comments as well, because I love coming back on adventures and discovering more local history and stuff like that. It's often cool just to record a wee corner of Scotland like this. And it looks like this little abandoned miniature railway's all been lifted there. There's just piles of rails and stuff lying there. Anyway, I'll wipe the lens folks and I'll get back to you. There's a solo surfer out there folks on the water. Looks like he's waiting for some big waves like, but all the biggest ones are nearer the shore at the moment. I think the surge is getting bigger and bigger. It must just about be fully in right now, the tide. Maybe not, it could still rise maybe a foot, judging by the seaweed, but It's crazy that he's able to just like surf a bit here. Obviously if you came too far in you'd be against these rocks here. So I've just come further along this seafront here, and I was just looking, the old bowling alley is now a cinema here, and then there's some other thing there, Jumpin' Joey's soft play centre, and then further along here, Pleasureland. I think it's like seafront amusements and stuff like that, it's in there. Then further down we'll take a walk right down to there. It's actually the Arbroath Football Club stadium that's down here, folks. I can see a funny thing about this spot, all the bins have all been burnt. I don't know if there's like a car community or something comes down here at nights and hangs out like, but wow, I can't believe the dark grey colour of this stormy sky over here. So quite famously, last season, Arbroath Football Club here like almost won their league and almost got promoted into the highest tier of Scottish football, folks. And that's such a crazy story of a little football club from this small Angus coastal town. Just check it out, there's tons of graffiti on the back of here. I think that's, okay, it's no actually vandalism. I believe that Pleasureland themselves had gotten that painted on there to make it look cool. No way, this is the back of the football stadium with the red brick. I'm not sure what year this football team was founded, I should really look into that. But the stadium's probably been there like as long as that. Probably back pre-war time. Early 1900s I believe, most likely. Normally it was the early 1900s a lot of these clubs were formed. And just check it out, folks, it's almost like some of the wartime construction that we see with that same brick, the red brick. They used to use it for everything back in the day. It's a little less windy now I'm down here. I do apologise to anybody who's like, if there's like wind in the audio, that's always the worst thing. I can actually see a boy up there maintaining the stadium. Shout out if you're watching this video. Probably old stadiums like that need constant maintenance. There'll be a full like ground staff in there working away to keep it proper. The higher league you're in, the more fans come. Obviously when you've got the home games here, so you often need to upgrade the stadium and the stands, and it can cost teams a lot of money if they get promotion. But I believe Arbroath just missed out on promotion, which was sad because it would have been such a special thing. But the story as it is still an amazing one, how close they came. A lot of these upper like stands you can see with the scaffolding, that's for the TV cameras when they come in. There's actually a famous lighthouse as well here, way out in the sea. It's called the Bell Rock Lighthouse, and the like management of the construction was carried out from Arbroath here. And I believe like Arbroath's probably the nearest coastal like town to the Bell Rock Lighthouse here. I'm just thinking it's a Stevenson lighthouse, folks, and it was his finest construction early on in his lighthouse constructing days. Yeah, I'm not even sure what's all along here. I'm going to try and just do like a wee circuit here and then head back around, because my car's actually parked up at the far end there, so I'm not sure if there's like how long you're allowed to park there or whatever. Oh, there's like an old car. Oh, that's an old school, I believe there. It maybe still is a school. It's crazy the often architecture of an old building from back in the day. You can actually tell what it was, whereas nowadays most buildings just look the same. Yeah, I think if I keep on going further I'll end up along at the marina. It's been cool to come and have a look at this end of Arbroath today, and literally like pretty soon in the future we'll go and have a look at more areas in Arbroath and other videos, because it's a cool little town with ancient history of Scotland here, and there's some cool architecture like all around. Because the more I look, the more I see that white building there. I'm sure that used to be like a Bell Rock Lighthouse museum or something along those lines. So it's interesting, folks. There's just history around every corner at Arbroath. It's so cool. There you go, folks, that's the gates to the stadium there, Arbroath FC. It's crazy, some of these old buildings at the other side of the road just look ancient. That's what gives these Scottish towns their character. It's often the old buildings built with red sandstone, the character of them. Some of them has been whitewashed, and as the paint starts to peel off and degrade, look, this must be some of the players here. Never standing still. Shout out Arbroath FC and all the players. It's cool. It's cool to share this local areas and history of the areas. Who would have even known it today? I'd be walking around Arbroath FC stadium. It's crazy, folks. Over at the other side, Tutty's Nuke it's called. Must be a little pub. Check it out, folks. That's the away end here it's the away end of the stadium at this end. Is this where the fans would come if they were from Aberdeen or any other Scottish team? Anyway, I'm just about back along my car. I'm not sure what this bit of grass has been, but I think there used to be a miniature putting green around here, and I think that's what this still is. Look at this, folks. This is hole 6 here on the miniature putting green. Carnoustie, 63 yards it says. Number 6 par 5 hole. So anybody that's round here in the summer, I believe this is probably still open in the summer for putting and stuff like that. Yeah, it says fun, fair and amusements over there at the building. Pleasureland they call it. I think that's open all year round, even now. Maybe I'll have to go in there one day and check it out and see what's on show. This area in front of me is just a massive bit of land. It looks like it's been a building at one time, or it's been an area. They've been doing something, folks. Right, folks, I'm just about back at my car. It's been a cool adventure. We've seen some of the cool wee nuggets that Arbroath here's got to offer. Literally, this is just one corner of the town, so I will come back and look at other little things around this area, but I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with the next one, wherever I end up going.